Good afternoon. My name is Darryl Jones. I attend Thomas University. I'm enrolled in the criminal justice program there. Today I'll be doing a presentation on ethics in law enforcement. We're going to define ethics and how it relates to police work in the U.S. I'm going to list some of the ethical dilemmas surrounding law enforcement in the U.S. Also state some ways to help improve ethics in law enforcement profession. Overview. Discuss the definition of ethics and give examples of different types of ethical or unethical decisions. Ethics in policing. No other profession demands a higher level of ethical standards like law enforcement. Officers are always expected to do the right thing. Definition of ethics. Moral principles that govern a person or group's behaviors. The branch of knowledge that deals with moral principles. Canon of ethics. These are some of the things I'll be discussing today. Private conduct, conduct towards the public, conduct during arrest, gratuities, presentation of evidence, attitude towards the profession, and integrity and truthfulness. Just to touch on private conduct real fast. Us as law enforcement officers, the public's always watching you, even when you're off work, on work. There's always somebody watching you. The public they expect you to act the same at home as the way that you do at work. And an example of that, you can't come out here putting folks in jail for loud music and speed and fighting, and then when you get off, you're going to do the same thing. The public scrutinize that when it comes to law enforcement officers. Conduct towards the public. In that same aspect, they don't want you to come out here and just treat them in a kind of way, and then you go home like everything's okay. Talking to people in a kind of way, talk down on folks. Sometimes people say, you don't have to talk to me like that because you're police, or you don't have to talk down to me like I'm stupid. Those come into play. Your ethics come into play every day when you make contact with the public. Conduct during arrest. You don't want to arrest somebody and beat them up, kick them in the face, punch them, anything like that. As you know, in today's society, everyone has a camera on their phone. Everybody's always recording the police. And a lot of this is in height of the current incidents dealing with police, where people have caught it on tape. It seems that we get to the point now where nobody even trusts the police. Gratuities. When it comes to ethics, I mean, we run into a lot of situations with law enforcement officers where we have to make ethical decisions. Gratuities. People can define gratuities as anything that you accept that you don't pay for. There's certain reasons for those types of behaviors. One could be low pay. Already as law enforcement officers, we don't make enough money. You might get out here and some citizen says, hey, I'll give you $200 if I don't take you to jail. And some people might sit there and think about, hell, I don't make enough anyway. Let me go ahead and, I can take this money on the side. When in actuality, it comes back to bite a lot of people. Too many bills. We get to some point where we can't pay our bills. And in a law enforcement profession, there's always room to mess up and make unethical decisions. You might have an officer go do that drug bust and come into contact with a lot of money. They might slip $1,000 in their pocket and report that they only found $500, when in fact they found $1,500. They just kept $1,000 of it. Greed. Some people get presented an opportunity to make extra money, or make extra money to look out for certain drug dealers or certain people that they know commit crimes, and they get greedy and they keep accepting that money. Like I said, it can come back to bite them at times. Attitude towards professions. When it comes to law enforcement, some people, they get into law enforcement for the wrong reason. And we go again, ethical decisions. Some people think of the job as it's just a paycheck, I'm getting money. But they don't think about it as far as I want to be a law enforcement officer because I like helping people. I like doing this. I like doing that. Some people think it's just a paycheck. This type of attitude will lead to poor performances and also making unethical decisions. Integrity and truthfulness. Every day, we have our integrity coming into attack while we're law enforcement officers. Some people, as a law enforcement officer, are truthful, but we have some that are not. You're supposed to be truthful because the public depends on you to make decisions and to be truthful during certain situations. There are officers that have in the past lied on people to put them in jail. There are officers that lied on the stand just to convict somebody. There's officers that lied when it came to evidence. In that aspect, we're planting of evidence on somebody just so that person can go to jail. Conclusion. I'll present some of the ethical dilemmas when it comes to law enforcement officers. One of those things, like I said, when we talked about making ethical decisions, making unethical decisions, it's easy to mess up. Back in 1972 in New York, they did a study of corrupt police officers. That study, back when it first started, nearly half of the police department, according to that study, was corrupt. And over the time, they were able to clean up that corruption in the police department. The study started in New York. Today, there are a lot more ethical officers as opposed to unethical officers. There was an incident here a couple years ago where an officer went to a search warrant. It was a drug bust type of search warrant, and another officer saw him stealing money. The drug dealer that was the house that was being searched, he had said, "The officer stole my money. The officer stole my money." But in actuality, there was another police officer there that saw him stealing the money, putting it in the sock. That officer had to make an ethical decision, which he did. He told on the officer, and the officer was fired and put in jail. That just goes to show you how easy it is to lose a whole career when we make an unethical decision. It's hard to keep your integrity intact when you go out on a call and somebody calls you a pig or they cussing you out, talking about your mama, whatever. Sometimes we want to get on that level, but like I said, the public holds us. They hold us to a higher standard. So they expect us to do right and not act like that person you going to arrest. Are there any questions at this point? Any questions?
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
That story you just told us about the guy that stole the money from the drug dealer, was that a new officer or somebody? I mean, what was the deal behind it?
Yes, ma'am. That officer actually was here for years. He was actually close to 10 years or more. That officer actually was on the list to become a supervisor too. So he had taken an assistant. Actually, he was in line to get promoted next. So, like I said, we expect officers to make good ethical decisions. And sometimes when the officer has been here that long, they can make poor decisions like that. It doesn't have to be a new officer to make poor decisions like that. You would think an older officer would not make a decision like that. But like I said, those things that come into play, low pay, stress.
You think after time, maybe they just get comfortable with it and think
Yes,
get
because
away with whatever?
they might have been getting away with it for a long time. Just might have just got caught at this one particular time. And like you said, once you get comfortable with doing something, you get complacent.
So in your opinion, would that behavior like that come more likely from a senior officer or a newer person?
I would say that comes from a more senior officer because, like you said, you get comfortable and complacent. It's probably done it several times before. And then now, since I haven't been caught those times, I can keep doing it because nobody's going to tell them.
Okay.
Could the stress from your personal life cause that?
Yes, You could be getting stretched. Let's take a male officer. You could be getting stretched from your wife. She always wants you to buy her something. You might not have the money, but when that opportunity presents itself, you may go ahead and take that opportunity. Hey, I want to buy my wife this new dress or this ring, and I don't have enough money. But there's $1,000 laying right here from this drug dealer. He ain't gonna care. He just don't want to go to jail. Thank you.
There you go.